Excuse me, guys. I just got off the phone with my legal team. I am currently in the process of fully buying the company of Amazon. And guys, I plan to completely bankrupt Jeff Bezos. If you guys don't know, it was all in the news. I won a $16 billion parlay last week. It keeps getting more incredible. I'm closing in on $1 trillion, and the expectation, according to my legal team, my legal analysts, I will be the world's first trillionaire by bowl season. That is the expectation right now, and it's so great, guys. I mean, I'll give away $500 million to a random person on the street. I make people's day. It's so uplifting, and we do it all through these great parlays every single week. The safe parlay, we call it safe and secure. It is more lethal than nuclear weapons, and that's why it's actually destroyed countries. It's so sad because the inflation goes up. So guys, here it is. This is the safe parlay. We've got the UTSA on the money line. They're at Rice. Guys, UTSA right now, they're a runaway train. I like them to cover the 13-point spread, but we want to be safe. We want to be secure. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to get overzealous. So you know what? I'll just say, give me the money line, and I'll be happy. That's the first leg. We've got Akron at Buffalo, the under 51.5. Let me let you guys in on some absolutely exclusive information right now. Guys, there is a major snowstorm. We're talking multiple inches throughout this game. I think it's going to be like 14-3 Buffalo wins. They will not be able to throw the ball. And this is like giving away free money to us. If they want to give us free money, you know what? We deserve it. With all the money I pay in taxes, the multi-billion dollars, the lawsuits for tax evasion that I faced, I deserve to get free money. This is free money. I have $1 billion on the under in this game because, I mean, listen, if it's gonna snow 10 inches, they're not gonna be able to throw. It's so obvious, guys. We need to take advantage of this. This is an alternative spread. The actual over-under, I think, is 47. I would still take the under in that scenario. But I'm just letting you guys know this is an alternative spread. So when you see it's at 47, that's because I'm buying it to 51.5. I'm buying points. Ohio State, the first team to 30, that is minus 675. So guys, this is a bet every week that everyone should be doing. Ohio State against any crappy Big Ten team, as long as the weather is decent. Do we really think Maryland is going to hold Ohio State under 30 points? And do we really think Maryland's offense is going to score over 30 points? If the answer to both of those is no, this is an obvious lock of a bet. Ohio State just has to score 30 points and you win, and you can parlay it, minus 675. If you want to get a little more zesty, you think the Buckeyes are going to score 50, you can do first to 35, and that's like minus 330. That I probably should have done that, but I'm just trying to be safe. And then we do have Tennessee at South Carolina. I'm buying points here. I'm going the over 60.5. So Tennessee is really, obsessed with running up the score right now. I think they probably score at least like 49 by themselves. In South Carolina, Tennessee's defense isn't that good. South Carolina should get at least into the high teens, maybe the low 20s, maybe like 48-20 the final score in this game, with the over hitting on that. And then there is the little safe parlay plus 206. The overall odds on that, you guys can see the me buying the points. The Buffalo under is minus 190. The over in the Tennessee game is minus 220. That's because I'm buying points on those. Moving on to my second parlay, we're going to go Navy at UCF, the under 53. I had to do it. I just had to do it. I am a big believer in the start time of games affecting how a game is played. This game is starting at 11 a.m. It's involving a Navy team who, they like to ball control. They like running the ball. I could very easily see this game finishing 34-10 with a UCF win. Again, guys, the crowd atmosphere, for this game with the kids at 11 a.m., they're going to be hungover. They're drunk. You stay up late on Friday, and then on Saturday, 11 a.m., they're not going to be ready for this game, so the atmosphere is going to be really bad. It's going to be nice weather, Central Florida, But, with Navy being involved in this game and with Navy's last game going over, I think they're due to have a lower scoring game with UCF. And also, again, if this game was starting at noon, I would not take the under. But because the start time, it's 11 a.m., it's too zesty for me. I have to include it in here. Houston +6 at East Carolina. I think Houston is a candidate to win this game outright. If anything, I think they should be +3, not +6. So I'll just take the overall value and grab them +6. Their offense has been so much better. They kind of had a little hiccup against Temple. Didn't come close to covering the 20. East Carolina, I know they played well against Cincinnati, but they very easily could have gotten blown out in that game. Let's be real, guys. They did make it a game, but come on. I'll take Houston +6. UL Monroe at Troy, the under 48. So I have no idea why the general public is betting this game up, but it was, the over-under, it was 46.5. I loved the under. Now it's at 48. I still love the under. Troy games always go under. Troy plays good defense, but they can't score. Maybe people are thinking UL Monroe because they have such a bad defense, Troy will be able to score a lot. I don't see it. I could see this game, 38-3 or something like that, or 31-10. Troy just does not score enough. It's going to be hard for Troy to really get into the high 30s in this one. And if Troy stays at like 31 or something, do we really think UL Monroe against Troy's defense on the road is going to score like 18 or 19? I don't see it personally. And that is just an easy 3-team parlay plus around 600 overall odds. You guys can take a look at that one. Moving on to my third parlay, we're going to go in on Washington State on the money line at Arizona. I will say, guys, I don't love the value of this. So Washington State is sitting at 4-point favorites. I just think it's a correction game. Arizona, I know they're coming off a major win against UCLA, a huge upset as 20-point underdogs. But when you look at the totality of this season, Washington State has been the better football team. So that's just kind of my overall feel on that game. Boston College plus the 20.5 at Notre Dame. In my opinion, it's just simply too many points. Notre Dame, for as good as their offense and Drew Pine was last week, I still don't trust them. Boston College, they've got some energy. They've got some momentum. That huge win against NC State as 19.5-point underdogs. It's a road game. To me, I love the under, but there really isn't great value on the under because the over-under in this game is like 45. I think this game's like 23-7, 24-7. It's a large number for a mediocre offense, especially an offense that struggles to throw Notre Dame to cover. And then we've got Penn State money line at Rutgers. That one, very easy. Penn State 19.5-point favorites. We expect Penn State to cover the 19.5-point spread, but we just threw the money line in there because it's a free multiplier. Same thing with UTEP against FIU. I mean, FIU has been streaky, but they got annihilated by FAU. They legitimately might be the worst team in FBS at this point. We've kind of gone back and forth on that. I will take UTEP on the money line if you guys are interested. I think UTEP is 2 touchdown favorites at home in that game. So that's a 4-teamer plus 270. Moving on to my fourth parlay, we're going to go Texas Tech at Iowa State, the under 47.5. So, guys, we've got more weather impacting this game. It is going to be freezing. We're talking below 20 degrees. That is going to totally ground the Texas Tech offense. They're not going to want to play. You've got a Texas Tech offense in freezing weather. You've got a good Iowa State defense at home. Guys, it just signals to me late night game. I think it's an 8 o'clock start. This game screams under 47.5. Wake Forest minus the 10 versus Syracuse. It's just like Vegas has simply not adjusted to how bad Syracuse is. I feel like this is 4 weeks in a row where Syracuse is not even going to come close to covering the spread. They have a horrible offense. I know Wake Forest defense is not good, but Wake Forest and their explosive offense at home, Sam Hartman, this is a game that he'll throw 3-4 touchdowns. They win, 42-14 or something. Syracuse has just been so bad recently, and I'm going to monkey off of that and take Wake Forest minus the 10. San Jose State minus 2 at Utah State. Guys, let's not overreact on this. San Jose State is the better team. I know They had the bad game against San Diego State, but they've proven it this year. They're better than Utah State. They will win this game, and if they win the game, it's going to be very easy for them to cover the 2-point spread. I think they win something like 23-10. Their, defense is so good. They're going to ground that Utah State offense. That's just a 3-team parlay, plus right around 600. The overall odds on that one. And then moving to my fifth and final parlay, we're going to go South Florida at Tulsa, the under 58.5. Guys, once again, we're going to follow this. This is a Friday night game. There is significant weather that is affecting this game. It is going to be below freezing. That is going to totally ground the warm weather South Florida offense. They're not going to want to be there. Tulsa is also a warmer weather team. It is very rare we get this cold temperatures for a Tulsa game there. And guys, we have to take advantage of the weather. Take the under. I had my weather bets last week. They went 5-2. And by the way, the bets that I made based on warm weather teams traveling to cold weather were 4-1. So you get these, especially in college, these kids do not want to play in the cold, guys, and that creates lower scoring, fast-moving games. That's what it does. Next, we have UConn at Army. I'm also taking the under 43.5. Noon game. UConn can't score. They have no throwing ability. Army just wants to run the ball. I feel like this is one of those games we look back on and we're like, how did we not bet the under, guys? It feels like I know UConn just scored a bunch of points. It was kind of fluky, but to me, the over-under in this game should be right around 40, not 43.5. So I view the under as extreme value. UCLA moneyline versus USC. Trust Chip Kelly. Trust Chip Kelly at home. They're down to only 1.5-point underdogs. The public loves UCLA. Guys, USC has gotten very lucky with their turnover margin this year. They've got a bad defense. Zach Charbonnet is going to destroy them. DTR is going to destroy them. And Chip Kelly is going to destroy that USC suspect defense at home. They're going to win this game 52-37. UNLV at Hawaii, the under 55.5. I know UNLV scored a bunch last week. I know Hawaii scored some last week. But guys, that just tells me they're due for a down game. They're due for an 11 o'clock under. And we're going to get a game that's very low scoring. Both of these teams, both of these offenses are bad. So this is kind of an under parlay. We've got 3 unders, and we've got a UCLA money line in this one. And this parlay, you can see there, that one a little bit more risky, definitely plus 1,200. I normally like to keep them less than that, but sometimes you got to get a little frisky with it. And that South Florida Tulsa weather game we will be watching, guys, because it's going to be, I come out with my weather report for college football on Friday. That game, I think, is on Friday night. So we should get a clear picture. I do wonder if the over-under in that game gets bet down within the coming days due to the weather. But I'm really going to have to investigate the weather on that game and see what happens. But guys, those are my top 5 parlays here for college football week number 12. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.